What's going on, everybody? My name is Firedog, and I didn't feel like making a special intro today because I have a cold. Oh, and I welcome you back to the channel. And today, I want to talk about bounties, because while everyone is freaking out about Luffy's awakening, I'm freaking out because it's looking like the theory that Luffy's bounty post Wano will be at least is looking more and more likely with each passing chapter, especially 1043 with the long fabled return of a certain Joyous Boyus, but I think I'll leave my prediction for Luffy's bounty for the end of the video. For this video, I'm going to do what a lot of people do and go down the Straw Hats in opposite order of who joined. So I'll be starting with Jimbei, going all the way down to Luffy. I'll also have two other bounties outside of the Straw Hat crew I will also be predicting afterwards. Oh, and I realized I haven't said this in any of my videos yet, but thank you for watching. Sincerely, thank you. Alright, let's get into it. Jimbei, with the current bounty of 438 million berry, the second current highest in the crew, is a former warlord and a well-known figure in the One Piece world. However, Jimbei is also heavily underrated. He effortlessly took out Who's Who, like the man literally had a conversation with him, then shattered his face. We also have to account for the fact that Jimbei is a part of the crew that is about to be the most infamous in the world, so for every Straw Hat, I'm putting a baseline 100 million berry increase simply for the fact that they are on the Straw Hat crew. For his efforts in the raid, joining the Straw Hat crew, as well as his impressive defeat of Who's Who, I believe that Jimbei's bounty will be around 750 million berry. Brook, with a bounty of 83 million berry, has been heavily neglected this arc, and I think that is primarily due to his heavy prominence in Whole Cake Island, because he was for real the GOAT of that arc. However, I do believe we will see Brook go up against a CP0 agent and come out on top. Because at this point, if Brook isn't able to keep up with his peers as one of the combatants of the crew, then it's gonna be really disappointing for him in the future. Anyways, Brook has been able to protect Robin, and the two of them have been able to evade the CP0 capture order so far. For being a member of the Straw Hat crew, as well as keeping Robin away from CP0, I believe Brook's bounty will be at least 250 million post Wano, but I really wouldn't bat an eye if he got upwards of a 300 million plus bounty. Moving on to Franky, easily the most underrated member of the crew, sitting at only a 94 million berry bounty, Franky will without a doubt see a huge jump in bounty after Wano. He defeated Sasaki, who's worth 472 million berry, and Franky is still up in Atom last we saw him, as he saved Zoro from falling to his death off of Onigashima. I believe he will be preoccupied for the rest of the raid in assisting Chopper to bring Zoro back to health. So for defeating Sasaki and being a member of the Straw Hat crew, I believe Franky will have a bounty of 600 million post Wano. Robin, having a bounty of 130 million berry, is one of the greatest living threats to the world government, especially now that she is a part of her crew that is shaping up to be the strongest. And the world government will without a doubt put a massive bounty on her if she successfully escapes CP0, for reasons I really don't need to explain. Furthermore, she also defeated Black Maria, who has a bounty of 480 million berry. For being a member of the Straw Hat crew, evading capture by CP0 and defeating Black Maria, there's no doubt in my mind that Robin will have a bounty of 1.5 billion berry, the same as Luffy's current bounty. Now Chopper, with a bounty of 100 berry, will without a doubt be getting an actual bounty at the end of this arc. There are too many eyes, too many witnesses of Chopper's actual power and role in the crew, that the world government will without a doubt recognize Chopper not as a pet, but as a formal member of the Straw Hat Pirates. He showed off his extended monster point against Queen and cured the Oni virus, saving countless lives. With that in mind, I believe Chopper's bounty will be 200 million berry post Wano. Sanji, having a current bounty of 330 million berry, has done a lot in the raid. While protecting Zoro, who was heavily injured during his fight against Kaido, Sanji had to stand against two of the All-Stars and their forces with the help of Marco. After Zoro recovered due to the mink recovery drug, however, Marco stepped aside and let Sanji have at Queen. After a long and hard-fought battle and an identity crisis, Sanji came out on top, showing off his almost unmatched speed and incredible power, as well as attaining a protective exoskeleton and a regen ability. For all of these reasons, I wholeheartedly believe that Sanji will have a bounty of 1.8 billion berry post Wano. Moving along to Usopp, whose status cannot be understated, he is recognized as a god and has a 200 million berry bounty. And while I am joking, as he is the second weakest member of the crew and hasn't defeated any stronger enemies in the raid, he was never permanently put down by any of them. I mean, his skull was caved in by Ulti and he's still fighting alongside the samurai. And at this point, CP0 has probably noticed Usopp throughout this entire raid. I mean, he was there at the beginning, he's still there now, and he hasn't fallen, so he's gotta be pretty powerful. However, I know that without a doubt, Usopp's moment to shine is gonna be an Elbaf. So I'm going to reserve my prediction to a humble 400 million berry, doubling his current bounty. Nami, being the physically weakest crew member with a bounty of 66 million, heavily relies on Zeus to give her the power she needs to defeat stronger enemies. But the fact that she has Zeus in her arsenal and was able to persuade him to permanently follow her has quite a bit of merit to it. She defeated Ulti with Zeus's assistance, and she is still up and going right now, protecting Otama. Nami is also a leader figure of the Straw Hats and is often one to give out orders. For these reasons, I believe Nami will have a bounty of 500 million berry post Wano. Now we get to move on to Zoro, who currently has a bounty of 320 million berry. Zoro's impressive display of power and ability not only on the rooftop against Kaido and Big Mom, but also against King, proves to me that there is no one else destined to be the world's greatest swordsman other than Zoro. He blocked a combined attack from the two emperors, permanently scarred Kaido, defeated King, unlocking conscious control of Conqueror's haki and coding, and now Zoro is fighting for his life in his subconscious. I feel I don't need to explain myself why I say Zoro will have a bounty of no less than 2 billion post Wano. Finally, at least for the crew, we have Luffy, and there's a lot to say about this man. In this arc, he has mastered all forms of advanced haki, gone toe to toe with Kaido 4 separate times, and now after his 4th defeat in a row, he has presumably achieved his awakening and also awakened as Joy Boy, which if you've been following me for a while, you would know I believe Joy Boy to be a haki boost rather than a reincarnation sort of deal. Simply put, Luffy has inherited the will of Joy Boy, and as we know, haki is will. Luffy has a kill order on his head directly from the Gorosei, and with everything that's been shown right now, Luffy will without a doubt defeat Kaido in front of everyone at Onigashima, escape CP0, and the world government aren't going to put it lightly. For these reasons, I believe Luffy's bounty post Wano will be no less than 5 billion berry. Go ahead and argue with me in the comments. Moving on though to the 2 other bounties I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we have Trafalgar Dewater Law and Eustace Captain Kidd, with bounties of 500 million and 470 million respectively. Their combined effort against Big Mom did ultimately lead to her defeat, however, one of these players put in far more damage than the other, that of course being Law, while Kidd served as sort of a restraint for Big Mom. The both of them showed their awakening in this fight, as well as mastery of advanced haki, however, neither of them showed use of Conqueror's coding. Law being more of a support in the rooftop fight and the main DPS during the Big Mom fight, I see no reason to have him any lower than 4 billion and for Kidd 3.5 billion, as he was practically useless in the rooftop fight and didn't do much damage to Big Mom during their fight, and acted as more of a restraint, like I said. So going down the list one more time, these are the bounty predictions post Wano. Jimbei 750 million, Brook 300 plus million, Franky 600 million, Robin 1.5 billion, Chopper 200 million, Sanji 1.8 billion, Usopp 400 million, Nami 500 million, Zoro 2 billion, Luffy 5 billion, which leaves the crew total at least 13 billion 50 million berry, at least. For Law and Kidd, like I just said, 4 billion and 3.5 billion respectively. I hope you enjoyed my predictions, and if you have any yourself, leave them down in the comments below. While you're there, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as it's free and you can opt out at any time. I hope you're all happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.
So, what it take to be an icon? All in your desktop, so I just might already be one. My me with the label, it feels on the table one sign, but I'm down for a free lunch. Just speaking my heat-seeking